it's Jody with Temple Training, and in order to be in my 6-week program, I ask that you submit your number one question. It could be anything, and I had some really great questions. So today, my goal is to go through some of them, give you some of my answers, so keep watching because yours may be featured. All right, the first question I got was, what is the best tip you have? The number one most important thing. To me, that would be to be consistent. So many people yo-yo diet. So many people join a gym or hire a trainer and they only go consistently for a month or two. That's just not going to cut it. Sure, you'll get some short-term results, but then obviously, just like with anything, as soon as you stop, they disappear. So just stay consistent. Don't let those small little mess-ups keep you from quitting altogether. You need to make little lifestyle changes daily, and that's how you create habits. All right, question number 2 is, what does a typical day of eating look like? So the way of eating that I'm going to be suggesting, and if you've seen my grocery list or read any of the information yet, you might be wondering because it may be completely different than what you're used to. I start my day with coffee. Many days I will include a collagen peptide protein powder in first. I use a tablespoon of coconut oil, a tablespoon of MCT oil. Other days I may do coconut oil with butter. That would be good grass-fed or pastured butter. Or some days I may do the coconut oil, MCT oil, and full-fat whipping cream. It just depends what I'm feeling like that day. But a good high-fat coffee in the morning, which really is considered breakfast, but we're not going to count that as eating when it comes to your intermittent fasting window, which we'll get into. So that would be breakfast, and then I might wait until lunchtime, pretty much until my actual eating begins. So some days that could be a green smoothie. That would include coconut water or milk, dark leafy greens, cucumber, lemon, hemp oil for another good fat, and again, the collagen protein. I may have that, or I may have a boiled egg with half of an avocado, or a tablespoon of almond butter, coconut manna flax meal, just mixed together. But the beauty of all of this stuff is it doesn't take a lot of prep work. You can literally pull these things, mix it up. It may not sound like an actual meal to some of you, but it's actually very delicious because high-fat food is very flavorful and it satisfies you for hours. So it keeps your energy going, keeps your blood sugar nice and constant, which is what we want. And then dinner might be like a grass-fed hamburger patty with avocado on top, with lots of good cruciferous vegetables like broccoli or cauliflower. And then after I cook it, I'll drizzle plenty of olive oil on top of that. In case you didn't know, with olive oil, it's best to not cook it at a high heat. It's actually a better cold oil. So I will add that after I cook. If I'm going to cook the burger, I'll cook it in good old butter. So that would be a typical day of eating. Okay, question number 3. Gotta love this one. I'm a mom, so I totally get it. Keeping it real here. Will there be room for red wine and dark chocolate, at least on the weekends or days that end in Y? On this plan, in the beginning, no. So we're gonna make sacrifices in order to get bigger results. So part of that is giving up sugar. Okay, we have to clean our body out of sugar. It is what is making us fat. It is what's causing disease and inflammation. Is all dark chocolate bad? No. And I can tell you later different things to look for whenever you do choose to buy it. And wine, yes, I'm a wine drinker. I would never ask you to completely give up things like that you enjoy. But in the beginning, we do need to make sacrifices. I will say about the wine, there are things to look for to get better wine. So even if you went full on ketogenic, if that's the path you choose to take, There is wine that will actually not knock you out of ketosis. So I will teach you about those things later, but we're not going to worry about that right now. So there is hope. It is coming, and I can't wait to share that info with you soon. All right, question number 4. This is a really good one. This is something that affects a lot of you out there. It has affected me as well. Can mess with your hormones, and especially if you're a busy mom. So this probably pertains to a lot of you. The question is how to manage stress, cortisol, while eating healthy and working out. Too busy being a mom and working. I never lose weight, although trying to eat healthy and get workouts, but always in fight or flight mode. How to reduce this so my body can chill out. So if you're high stressed all the time, okay, that's your sympathetic system. And we want our sympathetic and our parasympathetic to be in balance. So sometimes you're gonna have those stress modes, your fight or flight, that's normal. But if you're not in balance and you can't bring it down, you are in sympathetic overload all the time. So that is gonna mess with your cortisol. It's gonna mess with your adrenal glands. So we all have to learn how to calm down, how to bring our heart rate down, learn to control our stress. So in week 6, there's actually going to be tips on stress reduction. One little tip for now is deep belly breathing. So morning and night, take a few minutes. You want to inhale for about 5 seconds and then slowly exhale for about 5 to 7 seconds. This will help bring the heart rate down. Positive self-talk, take the time to do it. I have a little phrase that sometimes I use for myself in the morning getting ready, especially if it's going to be a stressful day or I'm doing things I don't really want to do. It actually helps start the day in a more positive way, and it has actually helped me. There's also things like I use Young Living essential oils, and they have a blend called Endoflex. You can literally rub that on your low back where your adrenals are, to help with your adrenal glands if they happen to be shot. If you're a high energy, high stressy person, you're always on the go, always stressed out with work, stressed out with the kids, you're gonna have to learn to get those adrenal glands in control. Another way is with herbal supplements, such as an herb called ashwagandha. I take an adrenal blend that I get at a hormone replacement therapy place that I go to. So those are some tips for now. All right, next question. How to incorporate healthy eating with a larger family. I hate making separate meals, but it seems like the only way, and usually end up eating the family meal. My opinion is it all begins with you. If you are the food shopper, the food provider for the family, you should be buying good things for your kids. I'm very passionate about starting kids out young. Think about yourself right now. What are your struggles? If you had started out eating healthy at a younger age, don't you think it would be much easier for you today? You may not have as many struggles. If your mom never provided soda in the house, maybe you wouldn't be addicted to it today. So my opinion is to make one meal. If you're a family and you have kids, you have a spouse like I do that may want a starch with their meal and you choose not to eat it, that's fine. You might make a meat, a veggie, unless you go more the vegetarian route, whatever you're cooking, but you can include a healthier side for them. It could be, a side of quinoa or brown rice pasta. It doesn't have to be a bunch of junk. So the sooner that your kids learn to taste real food, they'll learn to enjoy it. You can still make things taste good. And actually with all this higher fat eating, they're gonna like it too. For example, one of my favorite sides, a recipe that I'm sure I'll share at some point, is cauliflower mac and cheese. Okay, everybody in the family likes it, especially if you're eating dairy. So it's cauliflower, but you're using heavy cream, you're using organic cheese, and cream cheese all melted to make a cheesy sauce. How can you not like that? So there are ways that you can feed the whole family that everybody's going to be satisfied and happy. I believe given too many choices to kids at young ages, they're not going to pick what's best, until, for example, my daughter, she's old enough now to know that when she eats well, she feels better. So, but when they're younger, they don't necessarily put two and two together. They're going to pick junk food if it's provided. So my opinion is don't provide it, at least not to keep in the home all the time. Let it be a special treat periodically, but not necessarily with your family meals. All right, next one, quick and easy. What would you say is more important, cardio or strength training? If I had to pick one, I would say strength training for sure. We all need it for our bones and our muscles as we age. Plus, who doesn't want a little muscle tone? You can get your cardio in at the same time as doing your weights. You just rest less, and when you're working at a more intense level, you're getting your cardio in at the same time, so you're getting double the benefit. But definitely don't skip out on the weight training. All right, this next one is something that I can totally relate to. Unfortunately, it's been a struggle my whole life. Kind of runs in the family. So she asked, as a sugar addict, how do I get my body to stop craving sweet treats? I'm a self-proclaimed sugar addict as well. It's difficult, but I can speak from experience. The only way to get rid of those cravings is cold turkey. Moderation does not work. Eating any sort of carbohydrate or anything that's going to turn to sugar in your body can easily trigger those cravings. Eating higher fat, low carb, moderate protein is the only way you can get rid of those cravings and get rid of them for good. I'm one of those people that knows that I cannot have just a little bit. That increases my desire day after day until it becomes an absolute slippery slope and I make myself miserable. So cold turkey is the only thing that works. Next question, what supplements and vitamins should a woman over the age of 40 be taking on a daily basis? There's too much information out there. Number one, not a doctor. Also very hard for me to answer this question not knowing what the individual is deficient in. So my first recommendation is to get a test such as SpectraCell. You can get your micronutrients tested, which will flat out tell you what your body needs. You can also test your hormones, your thyroid levels, your heavy metals, etc. But if I had to choose with something for you to start, I would recommend a high quality probiotic. Those will all be found in the cold section of the store. If you find them on the shelf like Culturelle, it's not high quality. I use a brand called Raw and I purchase it at Whole Foods. Also, I would say magnesium, vitamin D, and a B complex, just as a start. I hope you found this video helpful. I hope it answered a few of your questions and gave you a small taste of some of the things that you're going to be learning about and working on as we go through the program. But I will be back with more soon.